Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, third time's a charm. I'm here, Todd's here. It's the last day of January. There's a lot of good stuff happening. First up, tonight, I'm actually going. Mason is 2 points away from scoring 1,000 points.
That's dope. Congrats
at Keene State. I'm going up there. I'm taking that ride with Dina because I wasn't going to drive up there.
When is it in?
Tonight, 7:30.
Tonight.
Yeah,
Some kids.
7:30, and then Zay, he's number 12 in the class of 2025 in the state.
That's dope.
So shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Young man.
Yeah, we got some guys here. Quickly before we get into it, the Seahawks hired. This is breaking news. The Seahawks hired Ravens defensive coordinator Mike McDonald as their new head coach. I ain't mad at it. Young defensive coordinator. They had a bad first half against the Chiefs. We'll get into, but the second half they shut them out. They had an overall great year. That defense had an overall great year. I think they were number one in a lot of categories. So
good for him, man.
Yeah, shout out to him. Good for him. We'll talk about some other coaching hires in a few, but first we're gonna get into the championship games. First up, the Lions were in full control of this game. And then they got the case of the drops in the second half and some, a little too aggressive play call decision making by the head coach. But the Lions gonna look at this game, catch the ball. Remember how Ant was saying last week, make the field goal? Catch the ball, because some of those passes, especially that first fourth down they went to, you got to catch that ball, man. You got to catch it. You got to catch it. It hit you right in the hands. It was a little behind you, but not too far. It hit you like right in your hands. You got to catch those.
Yeah, I just feel like this overall, these two games this past weekend just shows that there's levels. And the teams that, are victorious, unfortunately, one's the defending champs. Mm-hmm. And logically, we all knew who's going to be in the Super Bowl, but we wanted some new blood in there. But Chiefs showing how they're proven in these. Oh, my bad, not Chiefs. The 49ers showing how they've been good all year. You know what I mean, for the most part. And they're solid.
One healthy year.
Yeah, they're a solid team overall. So they have all their pieces. So, Lions, man, I felt they should have kicked more field goals. Granted, I don't mind you going on a couple fourth downs, but there are time and place, and at a game that important, you have to kick field goals in the playoffs. Like, it's just something you just have to do. Just because you need the points at times, and it shows. End of the game, you lost by 3. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, they lost, but shout out to Dan Gamble Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Gamble is correct.
Yeah, Dan Gamble Campbell. That should be his new nickname in the Lions, because I think they're here to stay, and I don't think it's their last chance. But I understand what he's saying, come from a player's perspective and a coach's perspective, just understanding the what's the word I'm looking for?
The magnitude of the situation.
The magnitude of the situation and the journey it takes to get to the Super Bowl, or even get that close to the Super Bowl. So, shout out to the Lions, man. Yeah, and golf, too, for playing well.
Yeah, and the 49ers, man. I keep saying this. I believe I say this every week. Brock Purdy played well second half of the game. But I keep saying this. This dude is going to give you chances. You just have to catch it. And I counted 4. There were 4 times he threw the ball. Only once it got picked off, but the other 3 should have been picked off. So he's like, he got that Brett Favre syndrome. He's going to give you a couple chances. And the craziest, the one that really killed me was the one that it went through the defender's hands and bounced off his face mask, and then Ayuk caught it, I should say. And that's when you was like, yeah, these guys are going to win. Because when plays like that happen, that's when you're like, yeah, it's kind of like momentum is on their side right
That's
now.
when I actually said to myself, they're going to win. Yeah. Stuff like that happens. So,
right.
Shout out to the 49ers. They've been in contention to, predicted to be a Super Bowl team all season. So, they just run the course, man.
Yeah. But they're running a McCaffrey once again, came up big. And then Debo definitely was like the tone setter in the second half when there was like things weren't going for them. He made a couple big passes that kind of got them going. And then McCaffrey started. You could see that the runs were starting to wear the Lions down, because they started arm tackling and they started missing tackles, which they weren't doing in the first half. And then mind-boggling is they stopped running the ball. They had success running the ball, and they stopped.
That was kind of their thing. But, you know, magnitude of moment, you're trying different strategies, giving different looks to things, you know, trying not to be as predictable as you once were. But sometimes you got to go what works. And run the ball was your biggest tool in achieving victory.
Yeah, and the offensive line, that offensive line was moving the 49ers D-line all over the place in that first half.
But, you know, there's levels. That's all it is, you know, levels in the players, the coaching, just everything.
Yeah, so the 49ers heading back to the Super Bowl for the second time in the last 5 years, I believe, 4 or 5 years. Ravens and Chiefs, man, this was the most confusing. Not confusing. I will say this about this game. The Baltimore coaching staff did their players no favors at all, because they took what they were doing so well all year, what got them to that point of the season in the championship game, and they decided we're not going to do that. We're going to try to be a finesse passing team. We're going to try to throw the ball all over the place, when that has not even been the case the whole year. This was like a case of one coaching staff just completely out-coaching another coaching staff. Like, we could put a lot of blame on the players and all that, but the strategy that the Ravens went into this game just confused everybody, because it was just like the Chiefs just gave up like 186 yards on the ground last week. And you got Gus Edwards, you picked up Dalvin Cook, and then you have Lamar Jackson. It's like you got the recipe to keep Mahomes in that offense on the sidelines for a long time, and you just said, nah, we're going to try something different.
Yeah, and you ran the ball 4 times a quarter, which equals 16 rushing attempts for 81 yards and 5.1 yards per carry.
And their running backs, Gus Edwards only had 3. Justice Hill only had 3.
So,
like what?
This might be the case of, you know, the Ravens giving the defending champs too much credit, and totally forgetting that their run defense has been their biggest Achilles heel for the past like 5 years. Ever since Mahomes been in the league.
Yeah. Most teams that beat the Chiefs, they keep Mahomes on the sidelines by controlling the clock.
So this is just, you know, case of a coach thinking his brain is more powerful than the men that go out there and perform the plays, apparently.
Yeah, just the overall confusing, and then also what was confusing with me with Lamar. It was just like, it was moments in the game. I was just saying to myself, yo, just run, just scramble. Nobody's open, just scramble. And he was like, he'd hold on to the ball, and then like he'd either throw it away or he'd get sacked or incomplete pass. And it was just like, are y'all in your own way right now? That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. I just think it's the moment, man. Yeah. The severity of the moment. You don't want to make many mistakes. So, and he's trying to prove everybody he's a legit pocket QB. But like I said before, he made it safely to the playoffs, meaning he's healthy. You got to go for broke.
Right.
So you got to go with what you know. You got to get yards the best way you can. You got to get your team in scoring position the best way you can, because you only make it into the red zone one time the whole entire game is an issue. Especially when you guys were averaging like, I think, 30 points a game.
Yeah. And then their touchdown drive, the lone touchdown drive they had in that first half, in the first quarter, there was a heavy dose of running. They was getting whatever. They got a good chunk of those yards on the ground, so it was weird. The whole team just played shook. But then on the other side, champs being the champs, and give a lot of credit to their defense.
But let's be honest, exactly, their defense. They accumulated 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and interception. So that's another way, like, you're not going to win the game if you're just giving the team the ball. So shout out to the Chiefs, man. That was their biggest issue coming into the playoffs. How is their defense gonna produce compared to the offense? Because we know the offense is gonna figure it out. Granted, they still have that issue of going scoreless in the second half, but if the team can't score in the second half, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. And then when you look at it, the game plan, this reminded me of, I hate to bring this up, that Super Bowl Patriots-Giants. Chiefs weren't really blitzing that much. They blitz here and there, but there was a lot of dropping back a bunch of guys in coverage, and they was getting coverage sacks or bad passes were being done, and then when they did blitz, they were getting there fast. It was like the Ravens had no time to even when there was a receiver open, they had no time to get the ball to them because there was always someone in Lamar's face. So yeah, man, they're playing really well at the right time, and Mahomes is reaching that Teflon point where he's like. That when Brady comes to town, it's just like don't bet against Brady. Now it's kind of like don't bet against Mahomes because.
Yeah, it's true, man. Like you got it on the head. You know, the coaching staff's always been superior when it comes to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Especially whoever Andy Reid's. Whoever Andy Reid is, he's always held as a great football mind. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised by his success later in his coaching career.
They need to call it. He's like the quarterback whisperer too. Like no matter what quarterback he has, they're gonna do well. They're gonna do well.
Granted, most of his quarterbacks, so you know, some Hall of Fame caliber QBs.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about. I mean, you talk about Kevin Kolb. I think he was a Pro Bowler when he started for Andy Reid. Nick Foles had that crazy 27 touchdowns and 2 interception year.
He was a backup still, right?
He started that year. There was another one. There was a couple. Alex Smith. He made Alex Smith look. Yeah, he made Alex Smith actually look like the #1 pick that everybody thought he'd be for a little bit. So he's legit the quarterback whisperer. But also, when you look at his background, he was a quarterback coach for all them years with Brett Favre and I think under Bill Walsh, he was like under that coaching tree and stuff like that.
Talent.
Yeah. So he knows how to get him going. So it's kind of crazy what they're doing right now, the Chiefs. They're heading back to the Super Bowl for the second time, trying to be the second team to repeat since the Patriots. That when the Patriots repeated in like 03 and 04. There's been some teams that had a chance. The Seahawks had a chance to repeat. We know what happened there. Patriots had a chance to three-peat if their defense actually showed up the second time against the Eagles.
Crazy.
Right. And now even Kansas City had a chance to repeat a couple years ago, so they could rectify that. So they're going up against the 49ers in a rematch, and everybody's talking about somebody put it this way. He's like, Brock Purdy might be the quarterback to beat Mahomes because he's like, no great quarterback gets beat by another great quarterback. They always get beat by somebody that's not on their caliber.
I was thinking that.
Right?
You know, because you know how everybody talks about Brady and his infamous losses.
Right.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's going to be like that, but it's going to be interesting because the 49ers, granted, their strength is their defense. Their defense is strength, but there's weaknesses in their defense that the Chiefs are definitely going to expose. And they're not going to go into a game with a game plan of we're just going to chuck the ball around the whole game because they do got the running backs that can do it. So we'll see if this becomes a shootout. Can the 49ers keep up with the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs' defense, put some pressure on Brock Purdy. He's going to start giving them the ball.
Yeah, man, we just got to come out there and see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens on that one. Definitely can't wait to see what happens. But we'll give our predictions next week, but a little glimpse. We got some coaches that have moved. Jim Harbaugh is back in the NFL, and he is going to the Chargers. The Chargers still need to go back to San Diego because I don't even get the point of them being in LA. It's like it's really pointless. But that's neither here or there. Great hire for the Chargers. You got another quarterback whisperer, Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he could help Justin Herbert get to that next level because he got all the talent. But everybody, it's heart. That's what people question. Heart, decision making.
I mean, you can't really teach heart, man. That's something you kind of born with. That comes from home. How you raised, but shout out to Harbaugh, and too, I don't know if he's planning on bringing his quarterback to the Chargers.
I hope not.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you. I hope not.
He has the ultimate confidence in that quarterback, but
we saw the national title game.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I know he's trying to get somewhere warm. Being in Michigan all them years, so
yeah, and it's a good team too. Like it's a good talent team. It's a good team talent wise. They got everything. They have everything offensively and defensively. And what we know with Harbaugh, it usually takes him like a year to have everything fully going. But one thing about his teams, they're gonna be playing hard and they're gonna be competitive. So maybe that Chargers curse will go away. But we'll wait to see, because the Chargers are just one of those weird franchises where they're good, but they're just gonna lose games off some Chargers stuff.
Yep.
is all we can say. The Falcons, they hired Raheem Morris. Now this dude, he was on the Rams coaching staff. He's been around, but so it's crazy his story. Head coach at Tampa Bay. I think it was like early 2010s. He was the head coach. They thought they had a quarterback in, I think his name was Josh Robinson. I think that was his name.
Big dude, he go to Tennessee or something like that?
I think. So, no, Tennessee or Kansas State, one of those two.
Okay.
Yeah. And he had that crazy year. Where I think he had like 28 touchdowns or something like that. So everybody was just like, okay, they got a quarterback. They're going to be built something. And then everything just went in the complete
It wasn't
opposite.
Campbell?
Was that the one from Auburn?
I know Campbell was nice.
Yeah, but I think
the Buccaneers, I think.
I'm gonna look up the name, but yeah. So he had that year. So everybody thought they was gonna go, they was gonna go this way, and then all of a sudden everything went haywire, and then he had to kind of like start back from the bottom and work his way up. So it's kind of like his story is pretty interesting.
Right, that's kind of odd. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. You gotta work your way all the way back up.
Yeah, he went
top. But I just would have went to another avenue.
Yeah, he went from like defensive backs coach and and then started working his way back to defensive coordinator and stuff like that.
Disrespect.
Yeah, but
ultimate.
but he got his job. He got another head coaching job in Atlanta. Only thing they gotta figure out is the head coach. I mean, not the head coach, the quarterback. They gotta figure that out, because I don't know if you saw that. Josh Freeman, there we go. Josh Freeman, that was the dude. Josh Freeman. Yeah, he had that. That year he threw over 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, like a all-pro type year. And then I have no idea what happened to him after that. It just spiraled the other way. So we shall see what happens. But congratulations to him on that. We got Athletes Corner, and we have Everett High senior Christian Zamor. Talk about his season. He reopened his recruitment, so he's looking to go to Ivy League school. Hasn't made his decision yet, but he's got some interest. So check this out, and then we're gonna come back. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we are joined by Everett High senior Christian Zamor. What is going on, my guy? How are you, man?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for dropping by. It's been the journey for you playing football at Everett, but I mean, when I talked to you after that, I think the game against Classical, it was like surreal for you, like for that moment, your time coming up. But when you look back at the season, what was kind of your biggest takeaways from the season that you had, and then like your 4 years there?
Yeah, I think when I think of that whole time and some of the biggest takeaways, I think the first thing that comes to mind is just overcoming adversity. I think for me, just even coming in, starting up high school, had an injury early on, so wasn't able to play my freshman, sophomore year. Mm-hmm. So really junior year was my first time, and that was a moment where I had to overcome adversity. And then even for us this past season, we had our head coach step down, and we didn't really know who was going to be the head coach until around July, mm-hmm. a few weeks away from camp. And so that was a moment of adversity that we had to overcome. And throughout the season, I think one of the games that really sort of represents that was our game against BC High. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the craziest games I've ever been a part of. But, that's a game, you got to, late in the game, hit the game-winning field goal. I think that sort of like represents our season. Yeah. It's like, things happen, represents my, my time at Everett High School. But yeah, things happen, and it's about you hear the saying, it's not about what happens to you, but how you respond to it.
Yeah.
And so with the injuries, with the coaching changes, with our season overall, it's all been about just overcoming something.
Yeah. How were in that span when the team didn't know who was going to be the head coach for that period of time? How were you guys able to just come together and get those workouts in or get the preparation going, because a couple months away, season was coming. So how are you guys able to get everyone together and just everybody fall in line until the new head coach comes in? So when he comes in, it won't be like you guys are out of sync and not understanding what you're doing, or as a group.
Yeah. I mean, to be fully honest with you, with Coach Flores coming in, that was sort of like the big focus with him coming in is bringing us together. Because I think, it's a lot with the changes, but we had some guys still coming to the weight room. We had some guys, doing field work, staying ready. But him coming in, shout out to him, because he came in and then he brought us together as a team, held us accountable, and really brought us to one focus for the season.
And it seemed like the style that he brought in, it seemed like it was like non-traditional Everett style of football. It was like more spread and all that. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I think we, especially on offense, we really opened it up this season. And I mean, we've always had very skilled, very talented guys, and so I think Coach Flores, he saw what we had, and he definitely pushed us, challenged us a bit with the new offense, but I think it worked out greatly for us.
Yeah.
We did very well in the passing game, and I think we had a very explosive offense.
Yeah, Zamor, BC High, two games against two top teams in the state. That was really games that came down to pretty much the last few plays, a play here and there. What did you guys learn from those two games, especially the Zamor game, because you guys were down early and then you guys made a run at it late in the game and put yourselves in a position to almost win that game. So what was the learning experience from those two games?
Yeah. Again, like I said, I think it's about just staying focused and overcoming.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those games, you go in halftime, and we're starting off a little slow. Things haven't been going exactly as we want, whether it's Everett or BC High, and we come out and we put together a strong run. And with BC High, it worked out for us, and Everett we fell a little bit short. But I think, I think just learning as a team that doesn't matter how we start. But if we really lock in and we focus on what we need to and we control what we can control, we can change the outlook at the end of the game.
Yeah, and you were such a versatile player on that team. They had you everywhere, offensively and defensively. It was like you play quarterback, you'd be on running back, you'd be a receiver, and then you'd be a linebacker. You'd even be a D end at some points, at the defensive back. Is that just how, with training for football and your football preparation training, is that just how you kind of figured out that you are a versatile player that could be, and the coaches figured that out, that they could use you on any parts of the field?
Yeah, I think going into high school, I felt like, especially on defense, that I was a versatile player. I think someone I tried to sort of pattern my game after is Isaiah Simmons when he was at Clemson. Mm-hmm. And I think God has gifted me with a lot of athleticism and also the knowledge to be able to understand the different aspects of those positions. And so I think our defensive coach did a great job, allowed me to play freely, but also take on different responsibilities and trust me with that. Because there has to be a trust between the coach and the player to put him in those positions. Yeah,
and I think. There was a game against English when you broke free like a 90-yard run or something like that. Attribute to your offensive line. There was a lot of times in a lot of games that the running backs or whoever was running, there was a lot of holes for them to hit to make up big runs. What can you say about those guys up front? The way they blocked for you guys this past season. Yeah,
that's our big five. Those guys, they're great. I mean. Getting back there at Wildcat, the holes were there. For our running back Damien, the holes were there. Shout out to my guy CJ. He's one of the leaders on that line. We got Carlos, he's a center. Chris, Fab, yeah, those are my guys, you know. And I think what was different about them, I think they worked as one. You know, like even off the field, like you could see, like these guys are tight. They have a good friendship, and that just played on the field where they're working together to create those openings.
Yeah, you were named the Greater Boston League MVP. You were named to the All-State team, Herald team as well. A lot of accolades for you, man. How proud are you for that success? And also, your mom got to see you play for the first time this past season, correct?
It was the second time ever.
Second time ever, right?
Yeah.
So you getting all those accolades, and then your mom was able to get to see you play. Just, I mean, how happy were you that all this was happening for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's really all God, you know. Like going through my injury, starting off my high school career, there were times where there was doubts, but God got me through that. My faith got me through that, and I mean, everything that I am, you know, you can't build a house without first being given the tools to build it. And I think when I see all those accolades, yes, there's a sense of like, you know, I put in work, and it's to see the results of that. There's a sense of like appreciation for it, but you know, all the glory goes to God. None of that is possible without Him. And there's a lot of factors that go into place, people He places around me, puts in my life to be able to accomplish and fulfill the potential that He's given me. And yeah, it was great to have my mom and my dad and my younger brother and my aunt. They came to the game against Lynn Classical, so that's definitely great. You know, I always had a good support system around me, but definitely it's all God, man.
Yeah. When you saw the success of your older brother and him being able to get a college scholarship for football, how much harder did that make you work and try to, you know, to pave your own way, pave your own legacy, just seeing how he was able to do what he did and go on to the next level?
Yeah, I think him sort of paving the way, it opened, I think it just shows like the possibility, you know, like, because we talked about things like that. We talked about playing college football. We'd play together all the time. And so seeing him do it, I think makes it that much more of a reality to me that it can be a possibility for me as well and my younger brother. So I think he's definitely paved the way, and I tell him that, and I thank him for that, for what he's done.
Yeah, off the field, you do a lot of stuff. I see you got the sermons on Sundays. Athletes in Christ, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have that going. How did the Athletes in Christ come together? How were you in the collective were able to put that together?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean that was something that was on my mind earlier around the time of the season. And I think, you know, there's a lot of athletes that here in Mass that sort of profess their faith, and for me, I'm very passionate about it. You know, I think that sort of like I said, like everything I have is because of God, and so with that understanding, everything I do is for Him. And I just wanted to create a space where athletes who are like-minded, who want to pursue a relationship with God, can come together and talk about that stuff, talk about sort of, you know, because it's a different avenue being an athlete and trying to stay faithful to your relationship with God. And so I just want to be able to create that space, and people are down for it, and it's a growing community.
Yeah, was that always just like the sermon aspect? Is that something always that you always wanted to had in you, like to be able to preach to the people, or is that just something you grew into, or it was just like one day you was just like, this is something I'm intrigued in, and I want to try and get better at it?
Yeah, no, definitely it was not something that I started focusing on. I mean, I would get up there in elementary school and just like start sweating. I couldn't speak in front of people. So no, it was about 3 years ago, almost 4 now, where I started studying the Bible, and my faith wasn't really that big of a part of my life. But when I studied the Bible and I really understood for myself what it means to follow God, you know, not just being brought to church like by my parents and stuff, that's when I created that passion for myself. And through like leading Bible studies and being able to preach here and there, I saw that it was something God had gifted me with in terms of the talent to be able to speak.
Yeah.
And again, it was just another way that I could glorify God and impact other people and help other people who want to get closer to Him.
Yeah, because that's so important, because that sometimes, at any point in life, some people might get lost and just like lost in everything, especially when you're a teenager, you're trying to find yourself, or trying to figure out who you are just as an individual, as a person. And I think like stuff like that, and you don't have to be in that world, but if you give it a shot and then you fully understand it, and you just start gravitating more to it, and then that's when people get a better understanding of who they are if they do commit into life with Christ, or just try to understand the Bible and stuff like that. I think that's a very important thing, just because it helps people find out who they really are, and then find out their purpose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you guys hold the service on live, on Instagram Live?
Yeah. So for the athletes in Christ, we do that every other Sunday.
Okay.
And we have like a Instagram group chat, and we'll all hop on Zoom, and that's how we'll do it.
Yeah. How good does that feel that you are getting other athletes in Massachusetts that are interested, that do come in, that do pop in, and that attend and are trying to understand and are part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think, like I said, my whole thing is using what God has given me to be able to glorify Him. And so when I think of the talent, the platform that football gives, and then my faith in God, it's sort of like the accumulation of that, being able to have the athletes in Christ. It's using that platform to glorify God, which is what I've set out to do.
Yeah. You did reopen your recruitment. What schools contacted you after they found out that you were reopening your recruitment, and what schools were interested in getting you on their campus and showing interest?
Yes, sir. So I've talked to a lot of Ivy schools. Academics are a big part for me. So I've talked to Princeton, Columbia. I've talked to Harvard, Brown, and other schools have reached out, like UMass, Holy Cross. But I think the biggest focuses have been the Ivies most recently. But a few schools have reached out.
Yeah, definitely. That's dope. Seeing the national championship, seeing Everett's own Mike be making that big play in the national title game, getting the national title. As far as just like for Everett community, the Everett football program, when you saw that, and then you also see guys like Isaiah, he's in the postseason right now, still got a chance to make a Super Bowl run. Like, what does that do for the next group of Everett athletes that want to get to that level, when they see those guys are doing that at high level? Josiah too, as well.
Yeah, I think it's huge, man. I think it's huge because, especially in the recent years, like Massachusetts hasn't had the best rep for football, but I think all of that, like just with the exposure of media, people are seeing that that's not really been true. And so like being a kid from Everett, being able to see like Isaiah on the Ravens, and all these guys like really playing at a high level, I think it just shows you that it can happen. I think that it's a form of representation for the athletes here and around Massachusetts and Boston, and they can say like, this guy that went to my school is doing it, so why can't I?
Yeah.
So I think it's huge.
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head, because now nationally, Massachusetts is getting a lot more players recognized, in the Division I, the high major schools are now. They're coming in here. It seems like every year at least 5 or 10 kids from Mass will see playing like big time college football on these big conferences. So it's definitely a great thing. If they want to contact you, if they want to learn more about Athletes in Christ, and if they want to learn more about what you guys are doing, please let them know how they can reach you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram or Twitter, Zamor_. It's right there. And for sure, get you guys into Athletes in Christ if that's something you're down for.
All right, hey man, good luck with everything, man. You definitely made a name for yourself this past season, and I'm excited to see what's next for you, and glad for you to take the time to drop by the studio and chat with us.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. You guys, that's Christian Zamor, Everett High School. Yeah, make sure you follow him on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. I'm Mukala Kabongo. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. Have a good one. All right, and we are back. We got the NBA All-Stars. The starters were selected last week, which, I mean, some of these starters, no surprise to many. LeBron again, year 21. Shea, no surprise. He might be MVP the way he's playing. Luka, Durant, Nikola Jokic. Those are the West starting lineups, and it seems just about right. It definitely seems just about right. And then on the East, we got Giannis, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum. A lot of folks think it should have been Jalen Brunson over Damian Lillard because of what the Knicks are doing and how Brunson has been playing, which I can see that.
And it's funny they're saying that now because before, remember Dame, he couldn't even get on the All-Star team. He used to have to try to vouch for himself. So
right.
To see him in a different seat is just kind of funny to me.
Right. All right. I don't think they've announced the reserves yet. I think they're doing that this week, but they added something cool. We're gonna have a nice little 3-point shootout between Steph and Sabrina. A little WNBA NBA mix for All-Star Weekend. So that's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anywhere to get their ratings up. College basketball. Man, there've been a lot of upsets. I watched the ending of this game yesterday between Georgia Tech and North Carolina, which it was hilarious, the ending, because I was looking, RJ Davis got fouled twice, and the ref was just standing there just looking like he got fouled twice. And then call it. But for Georgia Tech, they beaten Duke, North Carolina, and Clemson, the three best teams in the ACC. But it's the teams they lose to. It's kind of like they get up for the big teams, and then they play down to the competition.
But that's their problem. I mean, I watched that game last night. It was cool. I wasn't surprised North Carolina lost, just how they came out. And they couldn't really pick it up. Mm-hmm. They tried to at the end, but it was just too late.
Yeah, and I completely forgot Damon Stoudemire was in his first year there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's building something there. But I guess the momentum now, you just got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, because they dug themselves in the hole. LSU ladies, they lost a tough one. First to South Carolina last week, which was a really good game. That was a really good game. And then to Mississippi State. They're feeling what it feels like to be the hunted, because teams are focused in when they come to town, and it's like, how are you going to handle it? The comments are kind of hilarious about what people be saying about them, but it's no surprise when you're the champ. This is the type of effort this is the type of games you're going to be in the entire season. So you just have to find ways to win it, and your best player can't be fouling out too. Like some of the fouls are kind of like dumb calls, but best player can't be fouled.
I mean, you're gonna lose some games just as long as they're ready for tournament time.
Yeah.
Like it's conference play as well, so conference play is always gonna be very competitive.
On the road, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially on the road.
Yeah, I wouldn't trip.
Cody Rhodes Cody Rhodes, he won the Royal Rumble, and he lost a tooth too while at it. I actually watched some of the highlights on this. So the road to WrestleMania. So he's going to be headlining WrestleMania. I think Roman Reigns is still the champion.
Yeah, I thought The Rock was coming out to challenge Roman or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what he said too. Like he's been teasing it, or they've been teasing it. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but they need to get it.
Really lost a tooth for real?
Yeah, he lost a tooth. Oh my, yeah.
That's dedication to the craft.
Yeah. So I mean,
I smile too much if you're losing teeth.
It's just, and then like the surgery you have to go to get it back and all.
I mean, what they put their body through. I doubt surgery's really that serious to them.
Yeah, them wrestlers they something else. they definitely something else. I don't know how they could deal with all that. So there's that. We ain't got no boxing updates for y'all for this week because there's really no boxing news happening until like next week. So,
but if you want to see me go outside and just punch a random person in the face, start a GoFundMe.
Yeah. Don't do that.
That's our boxing update for today.
Oh man, we got all right. Speaking of Royal Rumble, which was that Was it that Royal Rumble when everybody jumped the Undertaker when he was fighting Yokozuna, or was that Survivor Series?
I thought
the first time.
I thought they wanted to fought in both, so I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff gets crammed together, bro.
I remember the second one. Chuck Norris was there.
Watched a lot of wrestling, man.
Yeah.
Back when it was actually entertaining.
Yeah. That Survivor Series, that was the one with Chuck Norris as the special security over there, is kicking people and stuff like that. We got high school sports. Oh man. All right, we got interviews. We got Coach Al. We got Coach Brown. We got Divine from Lynn Classical Lady Rams and Lauren Wilson. We got Donnell and what's his name? Jake from St. Mary's. Joshua Anderson from Lynn English, and then DeMonte and Jordani from Charlestown. And then we've got highlights. We got St. Mary's, Bishop Feeheen. We've got the Lady Rams and Lady Bulldogs highlights. We got English Classical Boys highlights, and then we got last night's English Charlestown game highlights. So check these out, and then we are going to come back. You guys split the season series. You guys are now at 9 wins. You guys had a chance to clinch the conference again for a second straight year. Just how you like this group, and you had to make a lot of changes, but how do you like the way this group has really taken in what you were preaching from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, 9 wins qualifies us for the state tournament because we're playing 18 games this year. That's a tremendous achievement for this group of kids. We're a long ways from clinching anything in the GBL. We just got to play one game at a time. Medford is right there, and Revere is right there as well. This group, though, I do want to talk about this group. We lost 4 seniors last year, 3 that played every minute of every game, scored 95% of the points. Took care of the ball, 95% of the ball that was in their hand. We came back with this group, and we said, everybody thinks we're down. I don't think we're down. And they've showed it. 9-2. Hey, we got some tough competition coming the way. It may not end up, with only 2 losses. So that's okay. As long as we play good I always say, if we play good basketball, we're focused, we give a good effort, and we get beat, you get beat. There are teams that are better than you on certain nights. That's okay, but never give it away. And so this year so far, we haven't given any away.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Sir. All right, Coach. This was a tough game. You guys had some issues with their big man, but how are you guys able just to get him out of foul trouble? I see when those possessions when he wasn't in, you guys made it a point to attack the basket.
Yeah, the big kid's tough when he's a sophomore, 6'6", 6'7", lefty, scores well around the basket. We knew going into the game he was going to give us problems. We tried to three-quarter him and deny him the ball best we could. I think at times we did a pretty good job of it. But the kid's so long, he got some offensive rebounds. But once we got him out of the game, we knew we had to attack the basket at that point and take advantage of him being out of the game for sure.
Yeah, Jay came out firing in that first quarter, finished with 22. Donnell, he had 16. And Kyle, quiet game, but he had 5 big points down the stretch. This is how you like the way your guys played.
I mean, talking about the 8th grader in the first half of the first quarter, completely kept us in the game early with 17 big points early in the game, knocking down shots, getting to the rim. And Donnell, the last 2 games he's taken his knee brace off. He's like a different basketball player. He had 16 points. He had to have over 10 rebounds, against a good-sized kid down there. So he's only going to get better. He's getting used to the game speed a little bit now, because he was out all fall. And obviously you have JJ, late in the game, taking control of the game, getting to the free throw line, making the right pass. And Kyle knocked down that big 3 and that big floater, which was huge for us.
I know you weren't too pleased with the performance on Tuesday, but how do you like the result? And moving forward, we're getting closer to February. I know you want to position yourself to get a pretty good season for the playoffs and play your best basketball.
Yeah, we went to Cathedral. I think we looked past them a little bit, and I try to tell these guys, listen, we're not that type of team that we can look past anybody. We're young, inexperienced, so we can't take anyone for granted. So I think hopefully we learn from that. Tonight was a big game. This gave us at least a share of the CCL championship, which we didn't get last year. A lot of people wrote us off with our graduating 5 seniors, starters, and one of our guys off the bench. And look at us now. We're 10-4. We're the city champs. We're CCL champs right now with a chance to win it outright next Friday. So I'm very pleased with the way these guys have progressed throughout the year.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Coach Abreu. You guys came out, set the tone pretty early, and you guys got the win. Just how you like the way these guys came out today?
I thought we came out a little flat as far as our energy wasn't where it needed to be, but we were able to kind of pick up our energy collectively as a team and, get some defensive starts and get out in transition.
All right. Offensive glass, that was the key to this game. You guys got a lot of second chance points. What can you say about your front court? Because they were relentless. Even the guards came in there as well.
Yeah. Josh Anderson led the charge on that. Offensive rebounds all about effort. And our guys down low, they pride themselves on that. And they have a really good motor. They like to chase down rebounds. And Josh Anderson really, night in and out, he loves to, crash the glass and do the dirty work. And he really showed out today, and we fed off of his energy.
Yeah, your seniors definitely stepped up. Kyle, Mello off the bench, Pierre, all those guys. Just how did you like their senior leadership and how they approached it?
I mean, time's running out, right? Seniors have to play with a sense of urgency because the time's running out for them. And I tell them all the time to take advantage. Each game that passes by is one less game they have in their high school career. And, I'm very proud of those guys they had. We had about, I think, 4 guys in double digits, and that's what I tell our guys all the time. We want to be able to play well collectively with energy, and your seniors have to play like seniors at this time in the season.
Yeah, definitely. Tough matchup coming up Tuesday, but you guys got 2 wins in the conference this year. And you guys got preparation for that. Just your first thoughts on you guys travel on the road Tuesday to take on Charlestown. Your first thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, as you're getting deep into January now, right? January's pretty much gone, and as a team, we want to be challenged. Charlestown's a hell of a team. Coach Hugh Coleman's my guy, and we're looking forward to that matchup going down there in Boston.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Divine and Lauren. Woo! The fourth quarter, you guys really turned it up. What would you say was the difference in that fourth quarter?
For us, I think we just started thinking that we're just playing we're in the lead. There's nothing else to care about. But really, we might have been in the lead, but they could have caught up at any time. So we just had to keep pushing to make sure we keep the same tempo to avoid losing at the end, because we could have lost.
I'd say at halftime, our coach talked a lot about composure, and that was a big part in the press. Just composure and focus, and it plays smart basketball, and we just pulled it together at the end.
Lauren, you were making a lot of plays. I know your shot wasn't falling early, but you finally got it to go in that fourth quarter. Was that just the key? Was that you just keep on shooting until it goes?
Yeah, I mean, I realized that it wasn't falling, so I have to adjust. I mean, you just got to start driving, take a few shots if it really feels right, but I just adjusted.
I know the first game you guys played, they came out with that victory. I mean, how good does it feel to not lose the season series to them?
It feels great. We played knowing that we had to get this win today. We played really good. We had really good communication today, and I'd say a lot better than our first game versus them.
Lastly, 9 wins, qualified for the state tournament. Still got a lot to play for, especially you got a chance to get the regular season crown. How key is it these next couple weeks or these next couple games that you guys play really well just to keep this momentum going?
we just got to play as a team and stay focused. I mean, we know how each team plays now. We know how to adjust to teams. We practice, we watch film, we do everything. We just got to listen to the coach, and it will work out in the end.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, fellas, that was a hard-fought win, you guys. How much you guys needed that after the loss to Cathedral on Tuesday?
We that win is like a highly anticipated win because we just played like trash against them, and I don't know, we ain't play really well, so I don't know, but this win is a must.
Yeah, we needed it because against Cathedral we played down in competition. Our first game we won by 10 around there, and then we just played down. Our defense was sloppy, but we worked hard in practice all week, so we got it done today.
Going early on, you scored a quick 7, and then that just continued. That's just a matter of you seeing the ball go through the rim and then getting your rhythm throughout the game.
At the beginning of the game, before the game, people have been telling me just play with confidence, shoot the ball, and when I play with confidence, I can make shots and play how I'm supposed to play. And after I just see a couple go in, I've been just kept shooting the ball, and the ball was going in the basket first half.
Definitely don't know. You had a tough matchup with the big man down there. He was a lot to handle. How were you able to how are you guys able to get him in foul trouble?
Get him in foul trouble because he was just not playing great defense and stuff like that. So I just boxed him out and I crashed the glass every time. And I played in the post a lot, so I just attacked the glass and plays happen and foul calls happen, the 1-and-1s, and yeah.
All right. Yeah, and lastly, it's almost getting to be February. That means that's the time to start playing your best basketball to position yourself in a good seeding for the tournament. I mean, what things do you guys have to do a little better to clean it up as you guys get into that last stretch of the season?
It's our matchup zone. Needs a lot of work and stuff like that, and it's mainly on defense. It's kind of sloppy a little bit still, but it's nothing too much to worry about. But yeah, we'll get it done.
Yeah, we just got to keep working hard in practice, going over. Coach Brown's doing a good job of making us work hard. And because against Cathedral that whole week, we were a little sloppy in practice. We were playing practice. We were just not really going serious. And then he had to talk with us to keep working hard. And playoffs, we got to get a good seed because if we won't have any home games for the playoffs. So we're just trying to work as hard as we can to get higher power ranking.
All right, congratulations on the win, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, we are here with Lynn English Senior Joshua Anderson. Big game for you, man. You were relentless on the glass. I know you weren't too pleased with fouling out against Everett, but what was your mindset coming into this one?
My mindset coming into this game, I just got to keep my hands up. I just get a lot of pity-pat fouls, so that was just my mindset, keep my hands up, play good defense, and not get too out of control.
The seniors really stepped up. You, Kyle, Mello, Pierre, you guys really made an effort to really attack that offensive glass, and you guys all were making plays. Was that just you guys and you coming out as seniors and being leaders and stepping up in this one?
Yeah, early on in the season, we weren't playing as seniors, so Coach Al kind of told us that we had to step up and lead our team and be seniors and kind of take those roles on as leaders and step up and play better.
Just overall, how do you like the way this is going? You know, you guys got a tough opponent coming up on Tuesday. You guys get two wins in the GBL, but now you got a non-GBL game. How do you feel you guys are ready for this matchup you guys got coming up on Tuesday against Charlestown?
We're feeling pretty good about it. We got that big win against Everett the other day, so we're feeling good as a team, and we're just going to take this energy we have right now and roll into Tuesday with that.
Congratulations on the win, my guy.
Thank you.
I'm going to go work out there. All right, I'm here with DeMonte and Jordani. You guys knew they were going to key on the J-Lins. You guys came up with some big threes. DeMonte, that fourth quarter, hit a few big ones to put you guys in the lead. Was that just the confidence you had throughout the game?
Of course, man. You know, I'm a shooter. You know, I have to do what I got to do, man. So I lock in, make my shots. That's what I do.
Jordani, coach said he always encourages you to shoot, but I mean, how did it feel just to get those open looks and they were falling today?
It felt good, you know, just open shots are what I usually take anyways. But coach always has had confidence in me to shoot, so I always shoot it whenever I can.
Game felt like a tournament type game. I know you guys played in a crazy game last week, but this one felt like a tournament type game. Did you guys feel the same way?
I mean, I haven't played in a tournament game yet. You know, I was injured all year at MC, but I mean, it was a great atmosphere. You know,
Felt like a tournament game for sure. Just how fast everything was moving, how we're going up and down the court, and yeah.
And lastly, you guys, it was like back and forth. They took the lead. You guys took the lead. They had a 5-point lead. What were you guys able to do to slow them down in that fourth quarter for you, so you guys could regain that lead?
We just trusted one another, you know. We took play-by-play, played hard defense, and pretty much that.
3 games this week. This is the first one. Just how good does it feel to go to win and knowing you got 2 more games this week?
it feels great. Oh no, we have 1 more game. Yeah, you're good.
They told me 3 games. Coach Paul told me 3 games this week, but
Oh no, yeah, we had 3 games.
see, I was right.
We have 1 more game. We have 1 more game on Friday. It's a Friday. Against New Mission. My fault. We had 2 more games this week.
Fellas, good work out there. Congratulations, man.
right, and we are back. Quick scores from yesterday. Lynn Classical Girls defeated Triton. The Classical Girls moved to 10-2 on the season. Keisha Perez had 11 points, I believe, to lead the Rams. St. Mary's defeated Brooks Charter. I don't know where that school is, but Spartans went on like a 46-6 run from what I saw in the second half. Yeah, I don't know. JJ finished with 30. Spartans, I think they got another game tomorrow. Lynn Tech is hosting Lowell Catholic today. Lynn English girls went to Saugus yesterday and lost 52-36. And Kip Academy girls won. The Kip Academy boys won. I forget the score. Lynn English boys, they lost 78-74 to Charlestown. That one felt like a tournament game. That one legit felt like a tournament game. It was like numerous lead changes, but back and forth. And yeah, and at the end, it's the little things that makes the difference in winning and losing. And it was offensive rebounding. Charlestown got a couple that led to some threes. The Kyle finished with 29 points. DeMonte for Charlestown, he finished with 23. So those are the updates from yesterday and Monday's slate of games. Season's almost over. 3 weeks left in the season. We got those random tournaments before the state tournament. So be on the lookout. And yeah. Oh, if you're wondering why I got this flag here, which obviously the blue doesn't go with the green screen. The blue don't go with the green screen. Yeah, Congo, we in the Afro Cup. We in the quarterfinals, so we're playing Guinea on Friday. If we win, we're going to the semifinals. And if we go to the semifinals, I'm telling you, they're gonna be partying for like 2 weeks before that. And if they go to the finals, they're going to be partying for the rest of the year. So
what if they win it?
If they win it, just cancel everything. Cancel everything for like 5-6 months, man. They're gonna be out in the streets. They're gonna be out. Man, so that's. But yeah, check that out. I'm gonna be watching. My mom was walking around with the shirt and. She
don't play.
Yeah, she even called me while I'm winding. She called me to tell me about it. Like I didn't know already. And she's like, "Oh, so we're having a party?" I'm like, "You can have a party."
Oh, she having a party too?
If they win, she gonna throw a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
She throw a watch party. Make some land.
The worst part is, I think the games are like, there's like a 12-hour time difference. So the games like. Yeah, when the games are going, we might still be asleep, or we might just be getting up. We all might be getting up. All right. We've run out of time. We're not running out of time. We've come to the end. We come to the end. We done went through everything. I think we'll have Stevie here next week. Talk about the Super Bowl. Then after the Super Bowl, we'll have Ant back on to recap the Super Bowl. And then that's that. Make sure you follow him, Mr. Burn23, on Instagram. The book, it's on. Tell them where they can find it on Amazon.
Amazon.com, or if you want to go on my Instagram, it's in my profile, my bio, in the Linktree link. And yep, I got official physical copies being delivered as we speak, so hopefully they'll be here by the weekend.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the physical copy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so however you want to get a hold of me, just get a hold of me via DM, cell phone, whatever.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, follow me, Mukala K, on Instagram. Follow LCTV After the Whistle on Instagram. I'm gonna be flooding that page with posts probably today. Whole bunch of posts, so be on the lookout for that. Just make sure you go and watch. No.
Excuse you.
Yeah, excuse me. Valentine's Day falls on a Wednesday this year, so I'll tell y'all. We'll talk to y'all about how women hijacked Valentine's Day especially with this thing called Galentine's, which I find, you'll get my opinion on that when the day comes. Yeah. It's from what I've read, it's a day for women to celebrate each other and self-love. It's just some nonsense for them to hijack the Valentine's Day once again, make everything about themselves.
I don't pay no attention to all this new trendy people just trying to be known for making up something.
That's why I'm glad I be single.
Facts.
Yeah, and then the times I don't want to be single, I get reminded why I'm happy to be single. Man, we gotta get out of here. Shout out to Pedro in the back there. He ain't gotta worry about that. Pedro happily married, so he ain't gotta deal with that.
Yeah, as you like to.
He don't gotta deal with
very
that.
Happily.
He don't gotta deal with what we gotta deal with.
No Al Bundy over there.